Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Black Sheep Project. If you haven't watched us before, feel free to scroll back and watch some of our first videos. We've been going through a lot of big changes the last few weeks though, so there's a lot to catch up on, so let's just jump straight into it.
So as most of you know, I'm inside the greenhouse right now. Due to the ceiling not being done correctly at all, we ended up with an issue this winter when it was cold outside and then we were trying to heat inside. Because there's no plywood in the ceiling, as you can see, no plywood. It's just this like bubble wrap thin insulation and metal. That's it. But we didn't realize that because the insulation was covering everything, so we just assumed, wrongfully so, that there was plywood under it. So the problem that happened was, we first discovered it over here, and you're going to see the mold that was growing in the insulation, the mold of it running into the ceiling, down the walls. So anything that was on the floor near the walls was getting wet. And this was first discovered when Mike from DD5 came over to help me put in an outlet right here outside this wall. He felt all the moisture and everything in there, and he was like, hey, you might have a problem. So once we did some digging and trying to figure out what was going on, we realized it was because of the roof being done so incredibly cheaply, and that was not going to be a long-term fix. The kids kept getting sick. Every time Micah would come home from contract, he would get really sick. And we realized, as we started pulling stuff away from the walls and things, how much mold was on the wall, the floor, and stuff like that. So we decided we need to look into some other options. And although everything's not set in stone, right now we are in Ivy Family's RV, which is right here on the property. I'll show that to you in a minute. We're in Ivy Family's RV for the foreseeable future until we solidify what our next steps are going to be. But we do have the house. We have capped off the plumbing, took all the pieces from inside to reuse. We saved everything major. We pulled out all the outlets and everything that we have put in here. We got all those pulled out to use on the next project. I'll show you what we did with the other stuff that we're keeping here that we didn't put in storage. So let's go on up here to the RV. All right, so here's our new setup for now. We have some skirting done on this side, but that was just a real quick, like 15-minute job that we have yet to finish. But it's not cold right now, so we have a couple weeks to work on it before it gets cold. Or not cold, hot. Set it up right here so we could easily access this water spigot. I do plan, and I have the pieces to run the PEX from the main line right here over and then straight up into the RV. So the only thing that's exposed is just from the ground to the hookup, so that way next winter we don't have to worry about stuff freezing. But this here is a 10 by 20. It's actually a car canopy. I tried to get the sturdiest one that I could find, the Shelter Logic. So hopefully it will last a few years at least, at minimum. Okay. Do not mind the mess right now. We're in the middle of finding places for all of softball stuff. Alright, so I'm still in the midst of organizing where everything's going to go, getting baby stuff organized, softball stuff organized. Softball starts this week. All 4 boys are playing, so that's been a new adventure. Mainly, I didn't know how much equipment you have to buy your kids for softball. That's crazy. But I like how the canopy door can roll up easily. So back behind the fridge, you can't really see from this angle, is the RV pole that the RV is plugged into, the fridge is plugged into, and everything electric. So I have all my shelves from the house in here, all of the big dishes and everything. And then over here is the big cinder block and wooden shelf that we had in the house. And then we have a little TV, PS4 set up, and shoes and stuff over here. The kids can hang out in the canopy and watch Netflix. They can play PS4. We were able to get the fiber moved from the house to the RV pole that's behind the refrigerator, so we were able to get the fiber back up with only a few days down, which was super great. So now we're going to take a quick peek in the RV. Alright, so hopefully the kids haven't wrecked it too much. Oh, you spilled all your toys out! Say hello!
Hey, what's up?
Alright, so this is just a lazy Sunday. We try not to do too much stuff on Sundays so we can get ready for the school week. Hi, Bubby. Mwah. Oh, Omega's hugging everyone. Okay, let go, please. Alright, so the boys are in here watching TV. I like that this cushion can come out and this bench can go into opening up for more seating or for a bigger couch. And you're playing with toys, yep. We've got small TV here so the kids can watch TV in here. Are you going to show them? Yep, kids table space, couch space. So we've got the kids' room back there, bunk beds, kitchen space. And then we've got one bathroom here for the kids. And this fridge is not actually functional, so we're just using it for storage. And then we have another bathroom back here, and mine and Micah's bedroom. So yep, that's a little bit of the tour of our new setup. It's been rough. Not really a rough transition. It's been harder for me because now I'm 30 weeks pregnant and I'm still working full-time third shift, plus, you know, all the everyday things of having 5 kids in sports, and Mike is home now, so although it's super helpful having him home, you know, it's a lot to juggle. So I struggled with starting to post again because I'm a private person for the most part, and 2, sometimes I get nervous to really show like the nitty-gritty of everyday life. But at the same time, I know that there are more and more families that are doing this kind of lifestyle change, whether because they have to, they have no choice, they're losing their house or whatever, or, you know, they just want to go back to slower times. So I do really feel like this is something that really can help and be a blessing to other families, especially other families who are doing this and still both parents are working full time. You know, they are just starting like we are. You know, we've had this land for almost 2 years now, and you know, we had things started with the shed to house that didn't work out as expected, so you know, we're making some big adjustments and we've learned a lot of things. But also, you know, just a couple things to keep in mind is as you're switching from maybe the suburban house or, you know, wherever you're at now, you want to change to, like, say, RV living. That's what I'll focus on right now since that's what we're doing. Don't automatically think, especially at first, that it's going to be cheaper, especially like in the winter. You're using propane to heat the RV. RV is not insulated as well as a house, so it takes more. So I would say one thing we're definitely going to do before next winter is going to get a couple 100-gallon tanks, just so we're not running to get propane as often. Make sure you have a plan for, you know, dumping your black water. Your gray water, if it's your property, you know, that's your choice if you let it run off or whatever from, you know, dishes and stuff. But your black water, obviously, you have to figure that out. And then just, it's a lot of adjustments going smaller, and a lot of times it doesn't necessarily mean cheaper or easier. You know, smaller with 7 people looks like, you know, every dish has to be clean and out of the way, and my whole counter has to be clear for me to make a meal because, you know, the space is so small. And, you know, if I cover the sink to have more counter space, then I can't use the sink while I'm cooking. And,
you know, just things that you might think like, oh, whatever. But like if you're in a hurry or if you don't really plan well, it can get very frustrating. Just the close quarters with little people just right there all the time. And I'm lucky I have super great kids and I actually like them. But even sometimes it can be tough having everyone in close quarters. So I would say I'm very, very thankful that we had the option to, you know, use the RV, and we're planning on taking over the payments for it and go ahead and planning on having it long term. But it's still, you know, was a big adjustment to get everything set up initially, you know, running more wire to the pole. I'm super thankful I stuck with my idea of having the carport canopy, and I even set it up, if you can see, I set it up in a position to where, hold on, there we go. When the awning comes down from the canopy, it covers the doorway of, when the awning from the RV comes down, when it's not windy, it like shades the doorway of the canopy. So like say it's just a drizzly rainy day but the kids don't want to be stuck inside, we have the table out there and then they can go in and out of the canopy, whether to play PS4, to watch a movie, or you know, whatever. They're not completely stuck in the canopy even in bad weather. So that's nice. And I'm tried to make sure, I wasn't sure it was going to line up right, but everything ended up working out how I had pictured it, so that part was makes things a little bit easier. So this week starts baseball for all the boys. Zion started last week, but Kingsley, Kieran, and Omega will start this week. So we'll have baseball Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I believe. I think at least 3, if not 4 nights a week. And then Zion will be starting soccer also as well, either next week or the week after. So we're going to be pretty busy with practices, but you know we like to be busy, so I'm not going to complain about that. This coming weekend of the 21st, 22nd, something like that, Micah will be taking the kids to North Carolina, a very, very good close family friend of ours. Their dad is having a lot of health problems, so they're doing like a big family day fundraiser, and just the kids didn't get to see like great grandma and family and stuff for holidays. So originally we were all going to try to go, but as I get larger, things get more uncomfortable. I don't think I would do well with that long ride. Plus we didn't really have anybody to take care of the animals, because since 2 of the dogs have had puppies, their temperament is not as welcoming, even to people that they knew before. So we didn't want to risk any problems with that. So I'm going to stay home by myself. Oh, what a tragedy. First time ever, I'm going to stay home. And Micah is going to brave all the kids, driving to North Carolina. And Kenley's actually going to stay in North Carolina with her mom for a while. She's been pretty missing her and stuff, so she's going to go finish the school year and spend the summer there. She'll probably stay there for school next year, but so they're going to go to North Carolina just for the weekend. They'll come back on Monday, and then the kids have spring break next week. So although we'll probably have some practices, next week will probably be a little bit more chill. I'm hoping, exciting, I'm hoping I have a second canopy that we're going to set up near the main power pole that's like behind where the house is right now, because I got a washer and dryer. So we're going to set that up in the second canopy. Also, I'm going to put my oven in there and my sink from the house, so that way, you know, if I need to do like some bulk baking or whatever, if I want to bake bread or whatever, I'm going to put my like counter, my makeshift counter that I had in the house, and my sink and my oven, and I'm going to put those in that canopy, and the washer and dryer, and then that way I'm not having to spend hours a week at the laundromat. I can still bake whatever I need to bake, and I'll have another sink for, you know, just you can always use another sink when you have kids and animals and everything else. So I'm hoping, I was going to try to set it up this weekend, but I don't know if you know all the tornadoes and horrible nasty weather that just went through this area. I didn't want to set up another canopy right before that for it to get ripped up, because this is not like as good a quality one as the one that we already have. So I decided, let's just wait to set that one up until they get back from North Carolina, so then we can just get it set up, get everything hooked up and wired and everything, and that way we don't have to worry about it like blowing away or whatever. So but I think that's the summary of most everything. Micah is working local now. I'm still working my third shift job until the baby comes. Still looking for a work from home job, legit work from home job that I don't have to work for weeks training without pay. That wasn't fun. I still have all my equipment ready and everything if something presents itself. So we do have some plans for some things that we want to do as a family business this summer that we've kind of trying to get started. So we'll keep you posted on all those things, but we are back. We just want to let everyone know that, you know, things have been crazy. I've honestly been kind of nervous to post a lot because I just not always a fan of like being super vulnerable, but at the same time I know that hopefully this is something that other people can benefit from, and I know that we have a lot of sweet people that have been following us, and you know, they want to know how we're doing. So here we are. We're doing great. I'm doing great. This bump is quite large now. I am waddling around and, you know, doing the best I can. About 10-ish weeks left. The kids keep asking for a number of days, and I'm hesitant to say it because 3 of my 4 kids went over their due date. So I don't want them to think that he's coming on a certain day, and then if he's late, then I have to not only deal with myself being like, but also all of them being like, why is he not here? So we're just hopeful that he will come before school's out for the summer, which if he sticks to his due date, we should be just within that. And that he's healthy and that he doesn't come early. I've had a friend just in the last week have a really hard loss that wasn't very much behind me in her pregnancy. So just, I'm not trying to rush him out whatsoever, although I am extremely tired of being pregnant. Not trying to rush anything. Want him to come in time, want him to be healthy. Big thank you to Sheila for sending a bunch of baby stuff. That was very much needed. And I believe, I want to say someone else sent stuff too. Maybe it didn't have a name, or I'm forgetting who it was, but if you sent baby stuff, thank you so much. I had nothing because I got rid of everything after Omega. And I did have a couple local friends that got me some stuff. So I have the big stuff covered now: stroller, car seat, diaper bag, and a good bit of clothes. So now mainly I'm just trying to stock up on diapers and wipes, just because they just fly through those so much at the beginning. So, but we will be getting a P.O. box within the next couple weeks, so I will update our description once we have that, so that if anybody needs it, you can use that. The delivery out here has been super sketchy. If it comes by FedEx, you probably won't get it. UPS and USPS seem to be pretty good about delivering stuff, but just to keep things simpler, we are going to get a P.O. box, and that way everything can just go there, and I go to town every day, whether it's taking the kids to school or whatever, so I will have no problems just, you know, collecting that every day. But thank you guys so much. If you listen to this extremely long monologue, thank you. And I hope to be posting more often, so stay tuned. And I will probably pick like a practice night to just start going live while I'm out at the field with the kids. So I will update you on what time that I'm going to try to start doing that. But that's my goal, is to pick a new live time and try to stick to that every week. So I'm so thankful for all of you guys who have continued to keep up with us, even with minimal posting from me. That's my fault, but We love you guys so much, and we hope everyone's doing well. Bye, y'all. One of the reasons we love having Daddy home. He has been out there with the kids, whatever sport they're practicing, and just helping them get ready.